Ashley Grayling and her family own their own home and are feeling the effects of mortgage rate increases.
I think like everyone else, it's got quite a huge impact. Obviously with mortgage going up and the cost of living in general going up, we both work in our household and even that makes it tough. So we've had to cut back on lots of things just to be able to cover costs.
What are those sort of things you have to cut back on?
So I think any sort of luxuries, eating out, takeaways, treats for the kids, doing activities, just general things like even going to the zoo or aquarium, things like that don't happen anymore. It's all got to be free activities, so go for a walk to the beach, something that doesn't cost us anything.
Mrs. Grayling says the family plans lunches and watches spending at the supermarket.
Well, we're definitely feeling it a lot more now than we were 3 years ago. So I've always worked part-time, but now feeling the pressure to work extra hours and longer days just to kind of try and make ends meet.
It's not just mortgage holders struggling with cost of living pressures as inflation hovers around 7%. Pensioner Donald O'Meara and his wife watch every penny.
We're cutting back on certain items that we can't afford to buy anymore and trying to make things stretch, like doing meals that can go 2 meals instead of 1. So, like a bit of chicken or something, we try and make that so we can have sandwiches or something the following day. It's cutting back on actual food and not having the heaters on and things like that.
He says the squeeze is affecting their quality of life.
Well, we can't go out and do little things we used to enjoy, like going down even to the beach, because it's a cost we don't really want to incur. And it's an enjoyment we used to have, being able to go down there and sit at the beach and have fish and chips or something like that, and we cannot afford to do things anymore.
Even if the pension goes up, Mr. O'Meara's public housing rent increases too, and over the past 6 or 7 months, the financial pressure's grown worse.
It might be an oddball thing, but I'm sort of wearing second-hand clothes all the time too, because I'm having to go to the op shops and everything because I can't afford to buy absolutely brand new clothes anymore either. So the cost has gone up everywhere.
Mr. O'Meara is one of the 1,300 or so people who use the services of Tamaki Budgeting. Its manager, Alison DeMarco, says mortgage holders are doing it tough.
You just think 1% on home interest rates for a first-time home buyer who's put everything that they could into owning their own home, and suddenly they're confronted with increase in interest rate, phenomenal, insurance, rating hikes, food prices, petrol. For some of them, that represents maybe 5 hours extra work a week.
She says the service used to see people wanting to save for a mortgage. Now demographics are different.
We see 400 more clients than we did before COVID. But the difference is that the more clients that we have that are the working poor. So these are people that are actually, they're working, they're not beneficiaries, and they're the ones now that are struggling.
For people going about their day in Glen Innes, the struggle is real.
As with my life, I pay stuff automatically before I'm going to touch whatever net left on my wages.
Do your wages, though, do they cover everything they need to?
Not really. But you as a person, you have to figure out how much you're going to spend.
3 or 4 years ago, it's the best. Now, it's worse. It is worse. I see a lot of people struggling. Like me, I'm struggling, but it's just the way how you organize your budget, That's how if you don't do those kind of things, you got nowhere.
So what do you do to try to get around this?
The only thing you can do is watch where you buy things. Don't spend as much on the nice things anymore. You don't get your snacks and things for the boys, things like that. There's not much else really to do.
Whatever the situation, Alison DeMarco says the best time for anyone to sort their finances is now.